What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog where you get to see a mid-30-year-old dude redo life as a barber. I am currently coming...
Morning, bro.
Morning.
Morning.
Sorry.
That's this.
He's double fisting, bro.
Watching window with you. That's it. Bro. You're trying to pass out. I'm not trying to die.
No.
Never been a coffee person. Like, it's just. No? No. It never hit me
Try to
right.
straighten your finger and rest it on this hand.
There's nothing straight about this finger. I'm just joking. I'm all like shaky. All the caffeine is like hitting me right now.
You're blocking.
All right, thank you guys. All right, we are currently in the best barber school in the galaxy. The galaxy. It is a beautiful Friday. We got a busy day today. I actually have something to say. I have something to say because yesterday there was something odd that happened, right? So the haircut. Let's go back to that haircut real quick. Sorry, I'm like doing three things at once. We're gonna be putting. We got these little cubbies that we put our things in. Anyways, so yesterday's haircut, it took like, it was right on pace, right? And it would have been faster as well, but it goes back, I think I mentioned it, I think I mentioned it in the what's it called? In the recap of it, where basically, you know, change the haircut, we're gonna work on consultation, yada, 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 right? That's not the reason why I'm recording this right now. The reason why I'm recording it is as we were like hitting that pace time, right? As we were hitting that pace time, he wanted to take the haircut higher, right? We discussed all that. But it was the fact that we were able to execute that haircut way faster. You know, that taper at the end, even moving it up, and dealing with that kind of variable, we were able to like change that haircut really quick. Sorry, I'm like doing three things. My mind's doing three things at once right now. So sorry if I'm all a little bit scattered. So we were able to move that haircut up and get that taper right where it needed to be. And it was pretty dope. So pretty stoked about that. Today is a very special day in the vlog. We actually, and I know I've said this before, I've said this a few times where it was just like, we're gonna get our first person through marketing, right? Like today is actually gonna be that first person through marketing kind of thing. So Nico, the client that's coming in today, he's found me completely through the interwebs in a sense of our conversations and things like that. So I'm so stoked about that. So, and he also was Miss Vogue's prior student from a previous school. So he's been a barber for about a year. So I'm gonna like kind of interview him and kind of pick his brain a little bit in a sense of like what that first year has been for him as a barber. So let's see how it goes. I saw your comments from the first part of this video saying, what is that room? So I figured I do the second part of this video in said room. It's crazy technology. So second haircut, first and foremost, I do want to say, thank you, Nico, man. Like, I really appreciate you for coming in. And as I get through reviewing this haircut, we're gonna realize a lot more of why I'm so thankful of Nico. Besides Nico being the first person I met out in the interweb, we've never met before. This is my first time. And if you've been watching the vlogs, I've explained the difference between a walk-in and those people that you do meet out in the interwebs, and they come in and connect the dots. They're a very, very special demographic. It's the feeling you get from it, because there's so much work that goes into like content creation, marketing, and and not only that, there's a big like aspect of the inks that goes into all that work. Like besides going to school full time, I'm like creating, editing, and all that, probably another 40 hours outside of it, right? And we're not necessarily monetized, like that's not necessarily monetized through AdSense or Google or YouTube for that matter. But there's one aspect of like, this is what I used to tell all my trainers in a sense of like marketing and promoting yourself. You don't have to wait to get monetized through a Google or a YouTube or a Google AdSense, it's all the same thing. Your monetization starts with people following through with the content you're putting out there and being your customer, or being your customer or client for that matter. That is a form of monetization that doesn't get like as much, like, I guess it's not as identified, right? Like, I guess like the most identified terms within the marketing space, it's like, yeah, go online, you post, you're gonna get more business and yada yada yada. That's marketing, correct? But it's just the concept of monetization, the definition of it, right? Some people are doing this. Like for me, I'll be part of that category, where it's like I'm leveraging volume to and SEO to accomplish Google AdSense, like that is what I'm trying to do, and then also in that sense, like I wanted to create within a space that, I can monetize from it on day one. And despite this not being day one, we accomplished that today, and mind you too, like there's a lot of like in a sense of a lot of people that have come into my chair, absolutely they're seeing what I'm doing online and connecting the dots and coming in, but there is some sense of association to those individuals, right? Now the fact of like being able to what's it called, it being a stranger, there's one aspect of like your network that you have, that's going to see you online and that's going to click through and book you and all that. There's another part of it where, you're advertising and all that and a stranger finds you, which is the goal of marketing, and then they come to you and become a client and all that. That is monetization defined, in a sense. Now, getting to the haircut, which I'm so excited about. Thank you, Nico, once again, for being that person. I know we've had like two in this blog. This client is someone that I've been like waiting for a while, because I've had two false attempts already within this vlog in a sense of identifying that person. The first person that I thought was like a stranger through the interwebs, it was apparently a brother of some like long lost friend of mine, which marketing, cool, like that's dope. Another one of them that had booked me came 45 minutes late for his haircut, and I ended up taking a walk-in. So sure, that person, yes, technically, but he was never able to experience the product, So, and mind you too, it is a very, very like fragile space to be in a sense of this stage of my barbering journey, to be able to like provide, this product in a sense, right? Because we're not the product that those strangers are used to receiving. We are a very raw form of it, So them understanding you, the patience that's required and all that, it is totally different. Thankfully I lucked out, right? Because Nico, I didn't interview him, and I do apologize, but we were talking the whole time and I was picking his brain. And the only reason why I didn't interview Nico was because I was very locked into our haircut, like him being an actual barber, that going into the cut itself, oh my God, like, for some reason, I was scared, right? Besides it being a stranger, me never meeting Nico ever before, but him coming into Faded Culture because of the content we've been putting out, that for some reason kind of scared me a little bit, honestly. I mean, the aspect of him being a barber too kind of like was just like intimidating as well. I guess, right? That makes sense, right? Put it in the comment section if that makes sense. It couldn't have been any less of an intimidating, not in any bad way, Nico, but like in a sense of like how Nico approached what I was doing, it was done with a lot of grace, and then also, he basically connected a lot with me in a sense of his early parts of his journey of becoming a barber, and that was really cool. Like, I mean, despite like, okay, I've been told this like a million times and I've seen it on the interwebs, it takes time, right? But for some reason, Nico, he's been a barber for a year and he started cutting hair the moment he went to barber school. But for some reason, when Nico said it, I was like, it sunk in. I gave myself grace a little bit more. I stopped shaking in that sense, and I don't know what it is like and how that frequency works, but I just felt like a big sense of like just alleviation, to the whole entire thing, to the whole entire haircut kind of thing. So thank you, Nico, for that. Now going into his hair, like Nico has extremely straight hair, and it was almost Asian, no offense. I don't know if that's like an offensible thing to say. Anyways, he had extremely straight hair, and it was also in a sense like easier to cut, the back of the fade came out really good. What's it called? I am identifying, not to jump all over the place, I did divert. Last week, we were talking a lot about like not diverting out of our steps, sticking to the process and all that. And sure, that's exactly what was happening. However, not all steps are going to be created equally based off of like hair types, textures, things like that. And for some reason, because Nico's hair was so straight, I don't know why, but then I was just like, oh, well, let me do this. And I fell back into my old habits, right? And, thankfully too, as I was going through the haircut, Nico is an actual barber, and we were working through the haircut, collectively in that sense. And Nico gave me a lot of great tips, in a sense of like navigating not only his haircut, but this part of the journey, in that sense as well. So, I'm very thankful. I'm very, very thankful for Nico coming in to sit in my chair. As far as the haircut goes, how would I grade myself? I'm pretty sure Nico would give it a different grade. And mind you, too, I've been very hard on myself on these grades. And I don't know if people are lying to me, right? But everyone's like not only rebooking, but, they're like, this is great. So Nico did say something earlier today that did resonate with me in a sense of connecting why that's happening, besides a part of like, the connection I have with people, the great conversations and things like that. I am being exposed to a lot of technical terminology and everything in between in a sense. Faded Culture Academy is very precise in a sense of like who they want to be as a barber representing them and how much knowledge they have within the space, right? So the exposure that I have in a lot of that stuff and going into these haircuts, right? Like it's changed a little bit from when I was at Gloria's, or the school that we shall not name, to here, like it's not that my work got worse, but I always go back to that one pop-up we did at San Antonio Salon that you could go back in the vlog and check out. Those 3 haircuts were like an hour and change, and they were fast and they weren't bad either. And they were back to back to back, and it was at a salon, and it was before I even stepped foot in here, So to connect to what I was trying to say in the sense of what we're exposed to, I think that is like, now that like we're like, oh, we're getting super detailed to the physics of all like cutting hair and all that. And I say physics and everything in between, but it's very real, like how serious they take it here, and I feel like it kind of like did some kind of weird effect where I am second guessing myself a little bit more. If you know me, I'm a very confident dude, so, but yet this cutting hair has been one of the most humbling experiences, So Nico was saying like, hey man, like you'll be surprised how many people don't know that much about cutting hair. And that makes sense because I didn't know much about cutting hair until I came here. I still don't know much about cutting hair. I'm just joking. I mean, there's so much to learn, And when he said that, I was just like, oh man, like, okay, like, we're very much so connecting in a sense of like, the chair being a therapeutic place for my clients. I'm hitting that 10 out of 10 times, the detail that I'm putting into these. So it's like, it's pretty dope, when he said that as well, it did connect a lot of dots for me. So, in a sense of grading Nico's haircut, even though Ms. Book told me to stop grading myself, but she's not watching these vlogs to be like, hey, I saw you grade your haircut. I mean, and if you are Miss Vogue, please put it in the comments section. Don't grade your haircuts. But anyways, Nico is gonna get. And I love you. Please book me again. C plus B minus, and it should easily. His hair should easily be an A. And I think the reason why I'm there in that C plus B minus range is because he's a barber, and he knows. You know, like he knows all the terminologies and things like that. I feel like in the C cups I did fall short a little bit. Straight razor shave, all of that. Like I felt very good with that in that aspect. And another thing too, because of his hair is so straight. What's it called? He has an opportunity to like for us to be like shape it a lot better in the sense of silhouettes and things like that. So that was my first time dealing with someone with that much, I guess, straight end density, you know, where like basically as it goes off of his head, you know, there's gonna be a clear line from that fade, and blending that together to make his head, his silhouette look like less of a mushroom. I mean, the mushroom thing is a look, but less of a mushroom or not, you know, like it was really cool in that sense. But yeah, man, Nico, once again, thank you so much, bro. You know, and I look forward to having the opportunity to cut your hair again. And thank you too for being the first one to, you know, come in and sit in my chair through the interwebs. That is a crown that you could always carry, because I promise you we're gonna take this vlog and this channel to places. And, you know, thank you so much, Nico, for being a part of the journey. Thank you for sitting in my chair where, you know, you were able to provide me a different hairs, texture that I wasn't prepared with yet. And also, thank you for being the first professional barber to sit in my chair. You know, like, I mean, the kids at the school, all that, they're absolutely great. But no one's waiting in line for me to cut their hair, right? Let's be honest, right? These kids, they hold the way they look on a level that's so high, which I was too when I was like 18 to 22 years old, you know? But they're not jumping out of their seats to let me cut their hair. And I really want to cut more barbers, you know, like I want to give more barbers haircuts, because I want to be able to navigate those haircuts with them, you know, and it being a collaborative kind of piece in that sense. But I digress. If you're new here, this is a channel where a mid-30-year-old dude is redoing life as a barber, and we're conveniently in the best barber school in the galaxy, Fata Culture Academy. I drop a new long format vlog video, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 1 p.m. on the dot. Boys, I'm tired.